All right. The best man at my future wedding is up next, and his name is Jeff Tobias. Come on, Jeff. Keep it going.
All right.
Did you get that?
This isn't in my notes, but I have to acknowledge that I've already made a really poor decision, because I was debating as I was thinking about tonight. I was sort of trying to make up my mind between beer and muscle relaxants, and I ended up going the wrong way, unfortunately. But like Luke, I'm a really huge fan. I'm just going to give up on the mic stand. Like Luke, I'm a really big fan of comedy. You know, I was just reading this really great book by Steve Martin, who's one of my favorite comedians. And in this book, Born Standing Up, he talks about how once he was an established comedian, everyone thought he was always being really funny. You know, like if he would just say something like, "Hey, how are you?" or "I'd like a Zima." You know, people would just automatically think that he was trying to be funny, and everyone would be laughing constantly at everything he said. I don't have that problem. But I've been subjecting my roommates and my coworkers to my stand-up comedy ideas, and I've been getting varied reactions, varying between like mild laughter and nothing. Yeah, the first one, right? And so I really love Athens. I've been living in Athens for 7.5 years. But there are all these, all these unanswered questions, like, who was Athens? No one knows. But I love Athens, I always go and check out the tree that knows itself. I like to go down to Green Thrift Grocery and buy beer for elementary school kids. It's a blog joke. But, go down to the loft, get wasted, huffing paint. But I'm in school right now, and I'm in a marketing class, which is really strange. And one of the assignments we've had for this class is every student was assigned a different town in Georgia. And we each had to do a commercial for their tourism board. And I was assigned Vidalia, Georgia.
Vidalia!
Yeah, Vidalia? What did I say? Vidalia? See, like, my southern friends accuse me of talking weird, and then my northern friends are like, "You picked up an accent." But the sporks and foons. What? And so I got assigned Vidalia, and I felt like I did a really strong job with this commercial, It's sort of like sepia tone, fields of crops and sort of rolling country guitar, finger picking, and this old farmer walks out on his porch and walks into the field and just reaches down to the soil and picks out an onion and takes a big bite out of it, starts crying. I didn't get a good grade, but the class that I'm really enjoying is my political science class, which I'm really into politics, so that's a good class for me. And but again, a weird assignment where the teacher wants the entire class to collaborate on one research project, which is like, it's weird. Like basically by the end of the quarter, he wants us all to have worked together on a big epic research paper about communism, which I feel like, it's like, I feel like that would work in theory, but like, I just don't see it working in real life. But like I said, I'm really into politics. I've thought about going into politics, and that's true. I really have. But it's like stupid haircut, fucking whatever, But Sorry. I didn't mean to swear. But then I saw this guy, Joe Miller. Do you guys know who Joe Miller is? He's running for governor of Alaska on the Tea Party ballot. And again, I'm sorry to swear, but this guy looks like shit. Have you guys ever seen a picture of him? He's got like this stubble that's just, it's like intentional stubble. Like, it's not like, oh, Joe Miller's growing a beard, or, you know, wow, it's like Nixon, he just grows stubble over a course of an hour. You know, he has like this like crappy stubble in all of his pictures. It's like he set his beard clipper to every man, but it accidentally got switched to boxcar hobo. You know, it's terrible. He looks like the guy from House after like a violent absinthe bender. He looks terrible. It's awful. And I don't want to switch gears too violently here, but I don't know about anyone else, but sometimes, you know, you'll be biking down Prince Avenue and you know, you'll see some guys who've like torn up the street, you know, and they're like down in like the sewer line, and they're wearing hard hats. And when I see that, I always think to myself, I wonder if they're actually ghost busting. My friend Bill is here. I don't know. Wait, where's Bill? Raise your hand. Is Bill here? Hey, there's Bill. Yeah. And Bill. And Bill's great. He's been the Burning Man twice. And he says that he told me it changed his life both times, so he's, you know, back to normal, which is good. But, you know, I mean, I'm just going to screw up my entire political career right now, because I like LSD. I've done LSD a handful of times, and it's fun. But, you know, there was a really horrible experience I had where I was tripping, and I was having a bad trip. And I decided I had to go and watch television to calm down. But for some reason, and I don't even understand how this could even be possible, but the only channel that the television got was TBS. And it went from bad to worse. You know, like the only show I could find was a show called Everyone is Raymond. Terrible. You know, I mean, I was watching in abject terror, like, oh my God, it's Frankenstein. Oh no, and there's Peter Boyle. Oh fuck. And then after that, they showed Murder You Wrote You, Jeff Tobias. And that was it was awful. But I'll leave you with this. This is a true story about my scholastic adventure that I'm on, where I'm taking online courses, and I'm taking a psychology class with a professor who, I don't want to say her name, let's call her Professor Pink Comic Sans. And she assigned to the class that she said, okay, extra credit. Go watch this YouTube clip and tell us how it relates to norms. You know, norms. And so I go to and click on the link, and it's a clip from Patch Adams. Patch Adams, starring Robin Williams. And so they asked for 200 words about Patch Adams and how it relates to norms. So here, I'm going to read to you my actual extra credit assignment to psychology, which I wrote in 3 minutes and did not proofread. That's okay. Normality is the state of conforming to social norms or principles, and in this clip, Patch Adams is doing anything but. Robin Williams, oh wait, hold on, I forgot to set it up. It's a clip of Robin Williams getting his diploma, and then he moons the audience. So, you know, anything but. Robin Williams himself is a bit of a nonconformist himself, again, didn't proofread, often choosing roles outside of the norm. A cross-dressing nanny in Mrs. Doubtfire, a firebrand English professor in the Dead Poets Society, and of course the eccentric toy factory heir in Toys. By choosing a comedic career with a highly idiosyncratic and somewhat typecast acting style,
He has suffered the consequence of being a lesser known and lesser paid star than more mainstream actors like Tom Cruise or Burt Reynolds. However, regarding the scene in question, here we see Patch Adams graduating from medical school and getting in one last dig at the establishment. After all, he had the diploma, so what were they going to do? But when still at the mercy of institutions one is trying to work within, operating outside of social norms can incur negative consequences on the nonconformists in question. In choosing to act or dress in a way that isn't like-minded to others can result in loss of employment opportunities, diminished status in religious circles, or lack of acceptance in communities at large. However, looking at the Milgram experiment makes a strong case against conformity. By operating strictly according to pressures from those in authority or the masses in general, one can make egregious decisions. Additionally, when one considers the contact hypothesis, it looks like Patch Adams' wacky disdain for authority might be a jovial influence on others to loosen up and not take things too seriously. Sounds good to me. Please see the attached photo of my ass for an example. Thank you very much.